Yo, what's up? This your boy Dante coming to you with another episode of Keeping It a Buck. Look, yesterday I did a video of a synopsis of what I was going to talk about today, and I would have been okay with no comments at all, but the comment I got kind of feel what I needed to say and what I gotta say. And real talk, I had a message that came up on my post that basically said that I, as a Christian, should be more focused on what's going on in the body of Christ in the church versus what's going on with, I guess, what's going on in the world. But this is something I want to let people know is that what goes on in the world affects the church. And some of us are so naive to think that it doesn't. And look, if everybody would stay in their lane and not swerve, I wouldn't have nothing to say. But when you have people that's in your lane and their lane and they're running their mouth, yeah, I got to say something. Because I think the church has been complicit by being silent. You got all these people that's running their mouth, that's up there raking in dollars upon dollars and millions upon millions. But when they come to stand on God's truth, nobody says anything. And then you people come on posts like when people are trying to help you, you want to make statements like, Bill Wimp, don't say anything. Have you lost your mind? My thing is this, I know the devastation of living a certain life. I know that the pains and I know the downfalls of living that life. Now, do heterosexuals live a certain life and they don't struggle? Yeah, they do. But the thing is that they're not going against what God created. When we see people going against God's great. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Let me back up. Say this is live, and I'm not. Look, I'm not going to try to dress things up for you at all. If you like, cool. If you subscribe, cool. If you share, cool. I would like you to do it, but if you don't, it's all good. Because what's tripping me out is that most of you guys on social media, y'all trip to me, man. Because you got people that has never experienced something talking about something, and you guys are tuning into that. But you got people that has went through something, lived through something, and they try to tell you something, and you don't listen. I'd much rather listen to a woman talk about having a baby, even though I'd never be able to do it. And I don't care if I was transgender and I said I was a woman, I would still never be able to give birth. Let's be technical. But at the same time, I would rather listen to somebody that's doing the work, has experienced the work, be able to tell me, would you go to your job and listen to somebody that has never did your job and say, let me train you? Would you do that? Absolutely not. Some of this stuff is so asinine and so stupid and so crazy. Now, I was talking about Dwayne Wade, and I said that the man done lost his mind, and I really sincerely think that he has lost his mind. I think he has lost his mind on so many levels. How in the whole heaven and hell, your wife will give birth to a son, and because the son feels that he's a girl, that you're going to affirm that foolishness. If your son woke up and said he wanted to be a murderer, would you affirm that? If your son woke up and said, I want to be a drug dealer, would you affirm that? It's the same thing. Some people feel like I'm a hustler, so I got to go out here and sell drugs, so that's what I do. Some people feel like, hey, look, I'm a hustler. You know, I gotta be a pimp. I gotta pimp these women out. Hey, man, you know, I gotta put these WHORESs on the street. I gotta make my bag. Some of you guys are so dumbed down, and it really pisses me off. I'm being honest because I'm sitting up here, a man that one day would love to be married to a female, because I am a male. Biologically, everything about me is male. I want to be married to a female because I understand in order for me to have a child, if I want somebody to look like Dante, if I want somebody to look like my wife, then I got to do it the right way. Do you not understand population control? Population control ain't just about getting a jab in your arm. Population control ain't just about aborting kids. It's about if you don't reproduce, then you don't have a population. How many of y'all got to stop? How many of y'all are so just inoculated with the rhetoric that we hear on TV And most of these people that talk about this life, we got people like Don Lemon that sit on CNN talking about racism all the time, but yet shit, you married a white man. Make that make sense. Most of these people, you got Kamala Harris talking about, hey, look, racism is so prevalent in the United States, but don't you got a white husband at home? Some of y'all gotta wake the heck up. I almost cussed, I promise you, as y'all make me sick. And yeah, this is kind of a rant today because I'm so sick of people sit up here and want to dress up. Hey, look, don't talk about what's going on in the world because you're supposed to be focused on Christ. I am. And the reason why I'm speaking out because Christ did the same thing. Christ went against the Judaizers. Christ went against the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the scribes. He went against them. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why he was nailed to the cross, because he did not go along with the narrative. Now I'm going to share some things today, and like I said again, I'm not going to be alone because I'm really fired up. I'm really fired up, and I don't know if people tell, but I am. I'm really fired up because it's just the craziness, and people are being so idiotic and being so dumbed down and so crazy to think that, hey, that it is what it is. I mean, people go be people, and that's true. But I wouldn't have a problem with people being people until you try to impose it on me. I don't care. I don't care who you sleep with in your bedroom. Because when you get your ooh baby, I'm not there to get that ooh baby. That's not me. And the church is so complicit because they're not saying anything. They're okaying it because they want to be liked. I believe it's in Luke 6:26, and if I'm wrong, y'all fact check me because I know y'all like doing that kind of stuff. It says, woe to those that will men speak well of you, because they did the same thing to the false prophets. False is the operative word. They spoke well of Jezebel. You think when she had her 450 prophets, they didn't speak well of her? Oh, they did. You think they didn't speak well of Ahab? They did. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, if y'all Bible readers, y'all need to stop being such punks. Oh man, I'm getting ticked off. I don't think if this was 2013, Dante, I would have cursed y'all and tried to justify it. Because God has taken over my tongue, and I pray before I got on this to do this video that I don't go too far. Now I'm gonna share some things with you. Two things I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna be quick because a lot of y'all haven't heard of the Gay Manifesto in 1987 when this guy wrote to Congress and he told Congress. As a matter of fact, I won't give you his name. Michael Swift, when he wrote to Congress, the ones that make the policies, the ones that make laws. He wrote this to Congress, and I'm gonna share it with you because I'm not gonna be no fakey. You don't get down like that. Excuse me. You need to drink some water. Matter of fact, let me grab that. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, and I'm gonna share with you what Jaleel White was even saying something where cast members on Family Matters had a problem with him doing basically drag. Let's call it what it is. And the thing is, I believe Madonna said that if you keep putting two men on screen kissing, that will become normal. What we're seeing now is that what was once abnormal is becoming normal, and whatever was normal is now abnormal. How many of y'all think that makes any sense? I get tired of people talking about my body, my choice when it comes to when you want to abort babies, but it's amazing to me that you were born to be able to make that statement. Y'all people need to wake the heck up. For real. On God. And I got a beach background because I wish I was really there right now. And this is kind of bringing me calm and peace because if I would add something else, I'd probably be, and I had to repent. But, it is what it is. So I'm going to share my screen real quick because I'm telling you, I was talking about Dwayne Wade and in real talk, what he's doing to his son, I think is travesty. I think it's so sad. And the thing is one thing for a mother who is a nurturer to say, hey, I got to do whatever I got to do to save my son. But we have a father that's supposed to have direction. That's supposed to be a leadership sanctioning this. We have a problem. And the thing is, it has a face that looks like mine. And I'm not making this about color, but I'm just saying, Negro, stop talking about, hey, I'm tired of what the oppression of the white man, but we are being complicit to this foolishness. Like I said in the video yesterday, even if I was still practicing homosexuality, if I was still in the game, ain't no way in the hell I said it that I would let my kid come to me and say, Dad, I want to be a girl. What? Ninja, what? You lost your mind. I love you. I love you, son. And the thing is, before I go to this picture and then this video and then Sugar Out Gay Manifesto, one thing about me as a male, and I had to realize this, because I had such a bad experience with men, because I was molested by men, I was used by men. Man, I don't trust men as far as I could throw them. My pastor comes along. I bucked against him. I really did. And I really didn't want to go to his ministry, but God made me. It was like God said, you going. Because you got to affect change not only in them, but also you're going to get some changes as well. So my pastor, one day we was talking, and he said, man, pastor, he said, you know what? I'm proud to call you son. Do you know? Do you know how good I felt? Do you know how much I made a decision? I couldn't go back if I wanted to. That's all I ever wanted to hear. My dad died when I was 7. Then by 10, I had a molester come in my life. So by hearing those words at 41 years old, calling me son, listen, I don't need nothing else. Now, you may say, dude, you're a Christian and you understand that you are a son of God. Yeah, but sometimes it's got to connect on both levels. So now what I've received from heaven, because the Bible said, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So what happened was I heard my father say, you are my son. But then when I heard an earthly man that God has put in leadership to tell me, I don't see you just as a member of my church, but a son, y'all don't get it. That's all I can say. But let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. Now, if you think that this right here, let me pull it back up. If you think that this is okay, this son looked just like his father, man. This lets you know that when the Bible says that we are created in his likeness and image, this proves on earth this is the same thing. How is it that you have a man that did it? What we know to be right, he did it with a woman. He didn't go out here and get a surrogate or a trans woman, none of that. He did it with a woman that gave her a reunion. She's a beautiful woman. I'll tell you something. That woman, she fire. That woman beautiful, but she's evil. I'm telling you, that's a Jezebel for you. When you can manipulate this Ahab, which I call Dwayne Wade, is Ahab. Because a real man would be like, nah, not my son. Because you hear most men say, at the end of the day, I want my son. I want to have a son. I want to have a son. I don't know too many brothers that's in the hood that have a son that say, you know what, I'm gonna have a son, but if he want to be a daughter, then I'm cool with that dude. You want somebody to carry on your name. And this Negro, because he's about bag, he's about money, he's about the clout, he's about the notoriety. This is why he's putting his son out here. He's sacrificing his son because of the simple fact he wants to be accepted by all men. One thing I realized, I'm telling you the God's heaven truth, is that when I was in the lifestyle, people supported me, man. They didn't want me out of it. Matter of fact, I had an incident that happened Saturday. Is that I was telling one of my friends that is currently in the lifestyle, is that, you know what, because I'm still cool with people. I don't disown you because of what you do. I try to love you. Look, because I'm trying not to base my relationship on you, with what you do in your bedroom. That doesn't matter to me. So I tried to have a conversation. I was, talking about this female that I've been dealing with, and we met each other back when we both living in the lifestyle. She was living the lifestyle I was. And then we tried to make this relationship happen. And the thing was, the persons that we were back then, neither one of us wanted what we want now. So we was trying to we was building off of that instead of building off who we are now. So I would go to my boy and I would talk to him, on Mad Day and say things. And then my friend would say, well, he would say negative things and disparaging things about her. So I just got to the point I had to boss up. I had to get my balls back. And I said, you know what, dude, what you will not do is you will not disrespect her no more. I don't care how you feel. Because when I was with dudes drugged me, you watched it. You watched me cry. You watched me spend my money. And yet and still you go behind my back and try to fix that. But I'm trying to do it the right way now. You got a problem? Let me tell you something. That crab mentality is a beast. It's not just a crab, it's a beast. And we need to recognize that. And like I said again, y'all don't share these videos because y'all don't want truth. Y'all like this watered down foolishness. And I can't do it. One thing I will not do is be fake. Period. I don't care if nobody ever subscribe to this channel. I don't care if this channel don't grow. One thing about me is I'm gonna be real. And people that respect realness, they will see it and they respect it. But those that don't, y'all will go ahead and y'all are trying to placate. Well, you need to focus on dirt. Don't focus on the world. I'm focused on the world. I understand I'm in the world, I'm not of it. I understand that. And as I'm in the world, I'm supposed to make change. Christ didn't come to the world Christ just came to the world. It just came to the earth just to do what? Do what? To affect change. He came to the earth to be able to say, you know what? Let me take you from being able to being an enemy of God to being a son or daughter of God. By way of me dying on the cross, by way of me fulfilling the law. Because y'all can't do it. Your flesh won't allow you to do it. The Bible says the flesh weakened the law. The sin of men weakened the law. The law was good. We know the 10 Commandments. Most of us can't even do the first one, let alone all 10. And then we try to do all 10, we still fall short because we think that, hey, it's about my righteousness. Look, your righteousness, the Bible says, that's filthy rag. Period, point blank. Now, let me go to Jaleel. I'm going to the Gay Manifesto. I'm going to be out because I'm really irritated right now. I'm being real. And I'm trying not to do this irritated, but how can I call myself being real if I'm not being real, right? So let's go over to Jaleel. And let me see here. Let me pull this up here. Jaleel, you know him. He's from Family Matters. And he was talking about something that I think was very interesting. So let's go here. Go ahead and hit the play button.
I remember when I did Murder Oracle for the first time.
Well, hello there.
And I just remember, again, I get a lot of my enthusiasm from other people's satisfaction. Everybody on set that week was just amazed. I did run into an issue. Joe Marie and Reggie at that time were very sensitive to putting black men in dresses. And they heaped that on me. And they let me know that I was not doing our race a service.
Look, let me pause. I had to pause right here. If you look at Reggie and Jill back in the day, what they said made so much sense. They're saying, look, you don't have to basically lose your dignity as a black man to wear a dress for a paycheck. Because you gotta understand they monopolize on that and they capitalize, should I say, on that. And so what we see now is that most men would do anything for $1. They would even sell their soul for $1. And so with these people that we see that was on Family Matter, that was as Carl and Harriet, if you notice, you don't see them on screen much. You don't see them much. You really don't even see Jaleel much. But because of what they were standing for made sense. We have black men that has been butt broken. You got to understand, look that up. to be butt broken. And I'm not making this racial thing, but I'm just saying, black men, how in the whole heaven and hell can we say we got dignity, but yet still we do everything that's deplorable? You got a black man called Dwayne Wade that was in the NBA that has 3 kids, I believe. And then you turn around and one of your sons, you say is your daughter, and then you go say Beauty is her name and Isaiah. What the hell are you talking about, dude? And I'm not cussing. I'm saying hell gave you the idea. Where did you get that from? Came from hell, bro. But we're gonna continue with Jaleel.
By putting on that yellow dress. But everybody has a default. Do you crumble? Do you wilt under pressure? Do you rise? Do you surprise yourself? My default tends to be to take it up a notch. I mean, that evening I felt like a girl. I felt like a girl playing.
If you notice something, the dude said, when I played that part, I felt like a girl, right? That's what he said. Even Denzel said that when he was doing the part for Malcolm X, that it was something that took over him. You gotta understand, everything that we experience is not always natural or spiritual. So at that moment, you felt like a girl, and the devil really wished that he could have capitalized on that moment you lived. And I'm looking at your peacock shirt, whatever that is, with your rainbow colors. I mean, I don't know if you're subliminally saying something. I don't know. What I'm saying is that the devil really wanted you to capitalize on that feeling of that you was murdered, Urkel. Most women fell in love with Steve because when he became Stefan, it was like, oh, he's so fine, oh, he's so good. They like Steve, but they like Stefan. But the thing is, what people didn't realize is that that person, Jaleel White, that was playing Steve and Myrtle and Stefan, was really dealing with his own issues. And even in this, you got to be able to hear what the spirit, what this dude is saying, is that there was things that could have really, really, really got him off course. Maybe what Carl and Harriet, quote unquote, said to him resonated. I don't know. Because we know that he's had kids and, I believe he's been married and but you don't see much of him. And I think he now is linked up with Snoop Dogg, the gospel superstar. that bamboozled us out of our money. I didn't take it seriously, but you know what I'm saying. Let's go.
Murder alert. But I cried like a baby at the end of that taping. I just broke. And I just cried. And this is what's awesome, where you have a great father, you have a good family. And my dad just rose up like a lion and was like, I've watched my son deal with this all week to pull out this performance, and he will never play this character again.
See, that's why we need fathers. This is why the father said, look, now I'm gonna stand back and watch this foolishness for as long as I can, but I promise you, my son, my minor son, see, Dwayne Wade, take a page out of Jaleel White's dad's book. Because he said, we're gonna play this again. I watched my son suffer. I watched my son go through ridicule. Ain't no way in the hell, heaven, and heaven that I'm going to hell in heaven while I let my son go through this again. And he going to go into where, like basically he was carrying the load for adults. But what his dad was able to recognize is that if I continue to let my son go down this rabbit hole, what's going to happen is they're going to say, well, we don't want Steve anymore. We want Myrtle. Because I believe his dad intervened, which he talks about his dad intervening. This is how we got the Stefan character, because if not, we would have had Myrtle. But dad stepped up. Dad showed up. He said his words as a lion. I love it.
He got it once, it's done. But he shouldn't have to carry the burden of some adults making a child feel bad for playing a girl just in fun.
And we're done with that. So again, you hear it, you see it for yourself. Man, the most intriguing part for me was when he said, my dad stood up like a lion. fathers, dads, dads. I'm not one yet, but dads, your sons, your daughters as you step up like a lion, not a lioness, not an alley cat, but a lion. The dude, when he's talking about his dad stepping up like a lion, it's a smile, the bravado that this dude felt, and the expression on his face, like my dad had my back, man. Do you know how many brothers wish they had that? And I'm gonna tell you something. It's so easy to be a daughter because, hey, most of us are mama boys anyway. Let's be real. So I love my mama. My mama said she wants someone to do it, but I had to let my mom know I'm not your man. I'm not your husband. I'm your son. And I'll do anything for you, and I'll do. But when I get married, you already know you got to sit on the side because my wife is number one. And how much I love my mom, I'm the baby boy at that, and I was kind of spoiled. I'm just gonna be real. I called my mom Saturday XYZ. She 9 to 10 gonna do it, but I don't use that to my advantage because I'm a man and I have my responsibilities. Now we're gonna talk about the gay manifesto, and then I'm done. Because I don't want to do this long. I'm really tired, I'm being honest. But we're going to go to the gay manifesto because we got to talk about that just a little bit so we can get some clarity on what's going on right now. And so I'm going to let you see it for yourself. And I'm kind of just going to leave it up here on the side so you can kind of see what's going on for yourself. And you tell me if this is true or not. So let's pull it. Gay Manifesto was written in 1987 by Michael Swift. He said he was a gay revolutionary. It says this: we shall sodomize your sons, emblems of your feeble masculinity, of your shallow dreams and vulgar lies. Now, sodomize your sons. Do you know what that means? I'm not gonna be lewd, but you can use your imagination. It's just basically saying taking what happened naturally with the male and the female, and you taking that male, having that male do to another male what he would do to a female. That's just basically saying putting his private parts where the sun don't shine. Now, I'm gonna leave this up because I want y'all to be able to see it for yourself. And the Gay Manifesto, I'm gonna tell you to download it. I implore you to download it because I went on Google and I couldn't find it, so I had to go on DuckDuckGo, and I was able to find it. And then this is a letter that was written to the Congress, and if you see now, everything that they said they wanted to do is starting to come into fruition. I'm not gonna read everything because it's a lot, but it says we will seduce them in your schools, in your dormitories, in your gymnasiums, in your locker rooms, in your sports arenas, in your seminaries, in your youth groups, in your movie theaters, bathrooms, in your bunk houses, in your truck stops, in all male clubs, in your houses of Congress, wherever men are with men together. Why is they going after the men? And so what I'm saying is when you look at the whole fact of Dwayne Wade talking about his son is now a girl, this manifesto, if people, like they said, the Will Lynch letter wasn't real, but it has validity to it. And it's the same thing with this, right? This gay manifesto, everything they said they want to do, they have done. They have infiltrated the locker rooms, they have infiltrated the dorms. You can't say anything about the LGBTQI, whatever they call community. And like I said, I was once a part of it. So how in the world can I bash something that I once was in? I'm not bashing, I'm just exposing the truth on it. Because I feel like, if I live something, I understand the detriment of it, I should speak up. It says your sons will become our minions and do our biddings. When you see men now saying that, hey, I wear dress and I would do whatever's horrible, you know what I'm saying, to make money. You have men that, like I said again, like Dwayne Wade said, I will renounce being a real stand-up father to raise my son to adulthood. Now, my son wants to get grown and want to be a daughter, then that's on him. But in my eyes, he will always be my son. You don't see that here. And so they understand that, hey, if you know, Dwayne, if you want to keep making that money, and if you want to keep having this notoriety, and you don't want us to strip you and to tell your secrets. So they got some on them. Oh, they do. So he said, if you want to keep that hid, you do what I say do. Your sons will become our minions, really. Then it says, women, you will cry for freedom. You would say you are no longer satisfied with men. They make you unhappy. How many of y'all women get on here talking about this man ain't nothing? This man is a dog. This man, he don't pay child support. This man don't do this, and this man ain't that, and he da 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 da. And so when you women are unhappy with real biological men, they turn to the transgender. So they have the what's the word I'm looking for? It's an androgynous look. So they have what looks like a woman, but really not a woman, but they can get what they want. And so men right now feel like if I sit with a transgender woman, then I'm not gay. But they still have a penis and their chromosomes are still XY. Dude, just sit with a dude. That's all I'm saying. So I'm leaving this up and I'm going to kind of scroll down so y'all can kind of see what this manifesto says, because I could really go into, I mean, it's breaking this down. I could probably do a series just on just this gay manifesto. So I'm just going to kind of just let y'all just kind of see what's going on. This part is sticking out to me. All laws banning homosexual activity will be revoked. Instead, a legislation will be passed which engenders love between men. Look, the thing is, they understand that the man is the seed carrier. And so if you don't have any seeds planted in the ground, which the woman's womb is like basically the ground. So the man has a seed, the woman has a womb. If they know that if we can stop the seed, then nothing can grow. Y'all people, are y'all stupid? Are y'all stupid? Oh my God. And it says this, if you dare cry faggot, this is what they said, I'm not saying it, very queer at us, we will stab you in your cowardly hearts and defile your dead puny bodies. Wait, I thought that it was the transgenders that are being murdered. Oh, I thought it was the homosexuals that are being murdered. Do you see this homosexual manifesto saying that if you dare cry faggot, queer, fairy at us, we will stab you in your cowardly hearts? Y'all got to read this for yourself. Look, I even drag this out longer because I'm about to get mad because y'all so naive or y'all just willfully ignorant. This is stupid. Now let's see how many of y'all share this video because y'all love sharing stuff that's salacious. I'm a nick of a dude. Y'all almost got me talking like I was at the crib. I'm a dude. Really almost hit. They edited nothing. I'm a dude that lived in a gay lifestyle that slept with men. Any way you think I've done it, I did it. Did it. Am I ashamed of it? A little bit. But does that define who I am? Not at all. My past doesn't define me. My here and now and my future defines me. So all y'all people that's in here with the, turn up faces and your judgmental attitudes, I don't care. Because like I said, it is what it is. I did what I did. I can own it. Most people don't do that. So I left that manifesto up, and I'm gonna put it in the description as well. So y'all go and read it for yourself, man, because this is where we are. And y'all don't understand why I think that Dwayne Wade has lost his mind. Not just Dwayne Wade, Kevin Hart, all these ones, Tyler Perry. Because Tyler Perry, when I tell you that dude did a finesse, that dude did a finesse. Don't get me wrong, Madea, that character is funny, but that was a finesse. And he got all that money. He got all that clout, all that notoriety. Then we see movies like Halloween and 2. We see what his heart really says, because the Bible says the heart, the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. If I say anything that's wrong, correct me, because I'm not above being corrected, like some of y'all. I don't want to go off, so I understand this. Like, it doesn't make sense to drive a car that's running on fumes, because it's not good for your motor, your engine. So I'm gonna chill out before I really get ticked off and go all the way in. When I go all the way in, I'm gonna get banned, which I don't care because I don't get paid for this. And I don't want to hurt my witness. So that's more or less what I care about that more. I don't want to I want to defame the name of Christ. I want to be the person to say I love Christ and then defame his character, defame who he is and his providence. I don't want to do that. So that's the reason why I really said Lord pardon my tongue. So I love you guys, man. Good like, share, and subscribe. Because if y'all really about that life, you would listen to a dude that lived the life then instead of a dude that speculates about the life, unless they have lived the life and they'll tell you the truth about it. Y'all, I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later.